Welcome back. Tuesday, day 10. Only a couple days left. We're on June 16th, and we're on page 19 and 20. I know yesterday ran long. The video alone was like 16 minutes, and then you had all those problems to do, okay? So you may not have got them all done. Today's a much shorter day. You'll actually notice that the first page is just 4 problems using the quadratic formula, all right? Then let's journal about the past month's experience. So we got a journal day. Won't take nearly 20 minutes, so that makes up for yesterday, okay? Now, the entire 3 weeks, this whole thing of June is using algebra skills to find the x-intercepts, to find the zeros, to find the solutions. If we know the factors, we know those 3. So if yesterday was difficult, just remember the quadratic formula does it all for you. That's the beauty of the quadratic formula. And if you do download the PhotoMath app, the beauty is when you hit the steps, it shows you more about the quadratic formula if you're struggling with the whole using the calculator part. All right? So, come on. Let's go to page 19, number 1. Now, the reason I like this problem is because we already know the answer, right? Come on, think about yesterday. 2 things that multiply to x squared. X. 2 things that multiply to positive. Positive and a positive. 2 things that add to a positive and a positive. Now, numbers that multiply to 21 and add to 10. Come on, 3 and 7. There's the factors. There's the answers. Okay? Now, we can use this, but I want to use the quadratic formula so you see that it's perfect. It works every time. Okay? So let's write out the quadratic formula. X equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. Well, in order to do that, we need to identify A, identify B, identify C. So let's write that out. I like to always write them out so that we don't make a mistake on step 1. A equals 1. B equals positive 10. And I always write the positives and the negatives because it plays a key role. C equals positive 21. Okay? Now, remember what we chant in class. Substitute, replace, solve. All right. So, we're going to substitute for each of these letters. We're going to substitute those numbers. Replace. As we rewrite it, we replace it, and then we solve. All right. Opposite of B. Opposite of B. Negative 10. Plus or minus, because the square root is positive, negative. Square root 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 10, all divided by 2 times a. Okay? Don't do it all at once. Write it out. Opposite of b, b squared, 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. All right, now it's just a matter of massaging it until we get the answer. All right, negative 10, can't do anything there. 10 times 10 is 100. Negative times a positive is a negative. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 10 is 40. Okay? Did you catch the mistake? Ah, Monty. That's why we always do a step at a time. Step at a time. 21. This is a 21, isn't it? Nice. Now, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 21 is 84. all divided by 2 times 1 is 2. Now, I knew we were looking for nice round numbers, and when I saw that it wasn't going to come out right, that's what caught me. Okay, negative 10 plus or minus 100 times 84 is the square root of 16, all divided by 2. We know the square root of 16 plus or minus 4. All right, now remember, 2 answers. First answer, negative 10 plus 4 over 2, negative 10 minus 4 over 2. Negative 10 plus 4 would be negative 6 over 2, negative 14 over 2. Well, 6 divided by 2, that's just negative 3. 14 over 2, that's just negative 7. Is that what we were expecting? Go back to the original. What's the opposite of positive 3? Negative 3. Negative 3. What's the opposite of a positive 7? Negative 7. Okay? So, quadratic formula, boom. Guess and check, splitting the middle term, perfect. All right? So, quadratic formula always works, just takes a little bit more time. Now, there are problems where we can't just guess and check. We need to use the quadratic formula to be exact. Okay? So let's look at number 3. Now the key is the word zeros. We're trying to find the solutions. We're trying to find the x-intercepts. We're trying to find the zeros. This is not set up to do that. We've got to bring that to the other side. Minus 9, giving us x squared minus x minus 9 equals 0. Step 1 always has to be equal to 0. Okay? Step 2, identify A, B, C. So A equals, remember that color's running dry. That color's running dry. A equals positive 1. B equals negative 1. C equals negative 9. Okay? Let's use the quadratic formula. Massage it, we'll be done. X equals negative 1 plus or minus the square root negative 1 squared minus 4 times A times C. Let's not make that mistake again. All divided by 2 times 1. Okay? Now, let's just massage it until we get what we want. Negative and negative is a positive. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Negative times a negative is a positive. And 4 times 9, 4 times 36. All divided by 2. Okay, let's keep going. 1 plus or minus the square root of 37 over 2. Okay, now I want to show you mathematically. Let's just use our heads, kind of estimate and see how close we get. 2 answers. 1 plus the square root of 37 over 2. 1 minus the square root of 37 over 2. Okay? Square root of 37. Square root of 36 is 6. This is a little bit more than that. Let's just estimate 6.1. 1 plus 6.1 over 2. 1 minus 6.1 over 2. 7.1 over 2. Negative 5.1 over 2. Well, 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. This would be 3.55. Half of 5 is 2.5. So this would be 2.55. Negative 2.55. Okay. We did all that off the top of our head. Serious. Now, let's verify our work. Let's grab a calculator. Hopefully you have the Wabbit. Remember how to download the Wabbit and put it on your screen. Okay. Let's type the redone one in. X squared. So let's go to y equals x squared minus x minus 9 and hit graph. Poof. Okay. Now yours is popping up on the screen here. $3.55. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 2. Negative 2. Negative, negative, negative. Okay? Now, according to the math, we should be here. 1, 2, 3, 3.55, there. It was a smiley face. And it crosses at negative 9. Something like that. All right? Now, we have this graph. We can actually use the calculator to find the zeros. Use the calculators to find the x-intercepts. Use the calculator to find the solutions. We already know the factors are x minus 3.55, x plus 2.55. Now there's a calculate button on your calculator. Second, calculate. Now, depending on the age of your calculator, this says roots. Yours is going to say the zeros. Toggle, enter, and you're going to see that little flashing cursor. I'm going to toggle until I'm to the left side of negative 2.55 and hit enter. Toggle, 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 till it's on the right side of negative 2.55. So blinking here, hit enter, guess the answer. Wow. Wow. The calculator actually says negative 2.54. Look how good we did without even using a calculator. X plus 2.54. So feel free to use a calculator to do these also. I like to say use a calculator to check your work. Okay? Use all of your tools. Hopefully you have a great Tuesday. This finishes day 10. It was just a couple of problems, all using the quadratic formula. Have a great day. Hopefully you journal about the past 90 days. I think it's always nice to do a little free write now and then. See you tomorrow.